start one of my new long-running series, third-party guys who are grinning. Up first is Warbotron's Swindle from their Bruticus set, creatively named Warbotron. This guy's name is technically Sly Strike or something equally banal, but I'm just going to call him Swindle because he's easily the swindliest thing I've seen since 1986. Not that he's had a lot of competition. Let's run this down. Awesome but repaint, awesome but niche, crap, wrong, wrong, wrong. Ugh, now you're just doing it on purpose. So you can see why I went with this one. Robot Mode's pretty much perfect as a masterpiecey upsizing of the original toy. It just oozes personality, it's got tons of detail and lots of paint apps, but because the colors are somewhat muted, it never looks too busy or jumbled. Tell you what, you guys drink him in for a while. I'm gonna go check out these pictures of Hasbro's Combiner Wars offerings. I haven't seen them yet, but if they're designed to compete with the likes of this, they must be pretty damn special. Okay, where's the real pictures? No, really. Really? Really? How much do I like the head sculpt? Enough to bother filming a close-up. Look at that face. Don't you just want to buy something? And check out that stunning purple light piping that just works without me having to hold it up to a lamp or something. He's got a big gun and a little gun, but I must admit the big gun's cheating right now. This adapter is actually a piece of Lego I chopped up. You could also trim down the peg or route out the screw hole, but if it comes to a choice between modifying a 9-cent piece of Lego or a $90 toy, I'm going to go with the Lego, because I can literally screw that up 1,000 times for the same money. He's even got flaps to fill in the backs of his legs, and as we all know, leg filler flaps are the new ankle tilt. He also has the old ankle tilt. Ankle tilt. Posability on this guy's way better than a figure this chunky has any right to have. He particularly does a good, hey you wanna buy a pose, like this. Hey, you want to buy a car? Hey, you want to buy a toaster? Hey, you want to buy a dog? Hey, you want to buy a tree stump? Hey, you want to buy a whole pile of unfinished customs? It works with anything. The only RoboFly in the Cyber Ointment is his backpack. It's not particularly big or unsightly, but it just feels sort of unfinished. Like it splits in half and can fold out for no apparent reason, and it's got these way too tight sliders, and there's a notch so this bit can fold that way, but why would it when it can fold that way? And there will just never ever come a day where you're messing with it and you go, yes, I have solved it. The designer's intent is so clear to me now. Also, if you want him to have slightly less kibble and look like his alternator cousin, you can make him wear his alt mode front like a sports bra, which has the added bonus of making him easy for Con to pick up. Transformation's pretty fun unless you make the mistake of compacting the backpack sliders all the way or fall into the trap of folding the legs around as far as they'll go. You actually need to back them off slightly to get everything to peg in correctly. And the alt mode's pretty solid as well. He's a Hummer now, which is fine honestly, because despite what the cartoon showed, he was never really a Jeep, and the original toy only ever bared a passing resemblance to that thing Wiki says he is. This helps solve some of the team's scale issues and is still in the neighborhood, so it's fine with me. Once again, it's got exactly the right amount of details and paint apps to look hella killa, or even, dare I say it, killa hella. Not a whole lot to say about Combine Mode because he's a Scramble City leg, so you're basically looking at it. Speaking of, having liked this guy as much as I do, I must be about to rush out and buy the rest of his team, right? Right? Blast Off looks great, but he's got a lot of QC issues. Vortex has this cheap-looking unpainted onesie canopy chest, and the entire rest of his cockpit comes off to form a gun. Brawl's really undersized and needs much beefier arms and shoulders. Who wants a Brawl that can be outbeefed by Swindle? It's like Fall of Cybertron all over again. What's the call with all the small brawls, y'all? So I may or may not ever get around to buying his comrades, but in the meanwhile I've got an awesome Swindle to hang out on my MP shelf and offer to sell people things. Who could say no to that? Did I just say niche and banal in the same video? Whew. Maybe if I sit here and pick my nose for a while, it'll sort of balance out.